Hey, what's up, y'all? This your man, Bobby Washington. Thank you for stopping by my channel, Bobby Washington Vlog. Please leave a comment and give a thumbs up after you watch this video and subscribe. So I just want to give a review and a shout out to Mr. Herb Powers. Mr. Herb Powers Jr. He's one of the most sought after mastering engineers from like the 80s, 90s, 2000s. I mean, he's done, I think he did the first, what was it, Planet Rock, the Planet Rock record. He did everything with, a lot of things with Bad Boy, Mary J. Blige, you name it, Usher, hundreds, Luther Vandross, Keith Sweat. I mean, just everybody. It's right to be right behind me. So the class is called The Art of Mastering, taught by Herb Powers Jr. It's on the site, gospelproducers.com, where they have different classes for different things. And I went ahead and purchased the class today and took the whole day to go through the entire class. There's about 10 to 12 modules in there. And the one that's up now is actually him mastering the song for Najee. And I gotta tell you, this course was amazing. It wasn't really so much like a tutorial like we get on YouTube. It's a lot of that stuff on YouTube. This was more of a life lesson in what we love, music. And who to tell it better than a guy who was one of the pioneers at not only mastering music, but mastering music directly to vinyl in his studio. He would go from the mastering software, which he uses. It's called Sonic Sound Blade, which is a very expensive, dedicated mastering software. Better than a lot of the other stuff that's out there. Better than the Wavelab. Wavelab is great. You know, everything. Pro Tools is great to mastering, but this thing here is really, really built for this, you know. And he uses a combination of outboard gear and also plugins. So it's hybrid is what he's using now. He used to be at I think it's Frankfurt and Wayne back in the day, doing all his work in hit factories and stuff. Now he's at his own location, got his own mastering lab set up in his home. So he's doing everything, you know, comfortably, taking his time, relaxed, because it's his own dime, you know, his own place, no overhead. I love it. So he really inspired me. This was the life lesson. I learned a whole lot about records, a lot about compression, you know, about today. He talked about the streaming today. And he wasn't hating on it. He was just telling the truth, how basically when we go in here as artists and musicians, we go in the studio to make great records, the best sound that we possibly can make. And we put hours and sometimes, you know, days to record, mix and master, tune, vocals, you know, on a song. And then we take it to somebody like Herb Powers, or we do it, you know, ourselves if we're inclined to. And then for us to send it to like DistroKid, and then they send it to iTunes and Spotify, and they compress the hell out of it. So what you have is, when you first, you know, export your song out, you got a song that's about 4 gigs to about 8 gigs, maybe 10 sometimes, if you're using higher bit rates like 96 kilohertz, you know, 96, and you got maybe a, you know, 24 or 16 bit, whatever you dithering it down to, you may have a huge file. But then when you get to DistroKid and go into Spotify, they compress that big old gig down to a little tiny 5 megabytes. What do you think happens to the sound? It's been shaved. They shave off the sound. So all the highs, all the lows that you would normally hear, even if you put that streaming in your car, you bought the biggest system, you're not going to hear what was recorded in the studio and what Mr. Powers mastered, or what I mastered, or anybody else mastered, because it's been shaved off at the source, being Spotify, being iTunes, being DistroKid, and all these guys. They shave it down, so when you get it, no matter how big your sound is, all that information, the highs, the lows, the width, the wideness of it, if it's real big and wide, could have, you know, big sound, or the depth front to back, you're not going to hear it on your big system because they shaved it off. So that's why we got to really start owning our music again. Start collecting those vinyl records. Start collecting those CDs. those cassettes, all of those things are better because CDs are 44.1, which is high in 16-bit. You know what I mean? So you can put that up there with, just the recording studio itself. You know what I mean? So we got to start back owning our music. So this was a life lesson. I think every musician, every producer, person that want to master their own music, mix their own music, go ahead and get this course, man. It's a life lesson. He talks about so many things, how he started, he was doing some stuff, like I said, cutting a record live, onto a record. Like he has the plain black, like I guess it's made of like some kind of lacquer or whatever it is, he said the name of it, but I forgot. But they use cutters to cut grooves into the record, and the more bass you had in it, the more room it would take up on the CD because it made bigger grooves. The more bass you have in your stuff, so it had to take out some of that bass for the vinyl. So vinyl, back then only had pretty much 4 songs on one side, 4 on the other side, so maybe like 40 minutes total, 20 minutes on each side. CDs came out, and of course, CDs can hold more information, can hold more bass, it can hold more highs. So CDs really took the cake, as far as that sound and that quality, But with the vinyl, it was fun for them because they was actually going live like a DJ mix show where the record will play on the reel-to-reel, and they'll be actually turning EQs, having 2 EQs at one time, one set for track 1, another set for track 2. So when they fade out the first track, they go to the second one, they just jump up to the second EQ inside EQing that for the master for the second song, and jump back for the third song to the first set of EQ and start doing their magic. So it was like a live DJ set. So it was a very educational thing. He did go through a song, like I said, with Najee. And he did, show you some tips on as far as how he does his mixing. But like I said, if you really want all that type of tutorial type stuff, like if you have mud in your mix and you want to remove some of the mud, take a dip out of 300 and raise your high, that's not what this is. This is much more than that. And I want to say a big kudos and a big thank yous because Mr. Powers is really I never seen his face before until today. I've always heard his name since the 90s. I've been hearing his name because everybody has gone to him to do their masters. All the big guys, Puffy, like Bad Boy, everybody has gone to Herb Powers, man. You just look up his name and put credits, and you'll see all the artists he's produced. Mastered for Mariah Carey. I mean, everybody. And so to see his face, man, he don't really show himself because he's a behind the scenes type of guy, and I respect that. But I appreciate him coming out of his shell and doing this video, man, because he's been in the game for over 40 years, and he's still doing it. Still doing it. I think he said he's mixed a Key Sweat, a Key Sweat record most recently. You know what I mean? He's doing Najee's record right there. So, it's a blessing. This brother's still around, and he's still healthy and doing this thing, man. So I love you, Mr. Powers. I don't even know who you are. Maybe I get to meet you one day. I hope I do. You and your lovely wife. Y'all take care of yourselves, man. And I'm going to share this as much as I can. I want everybody to support your school, your class, because, it's worth a whole lot much more than what you're charging. That little $29 is nothing. I would have paid $2,000 for this. This is amazing. So God bless you. Peace.